What up? What up? What up? Party people in the place to be. It's 2 p.m. on a Tuesday afternoon. Welcome to Season 2 Havana Lounge podcast. Today is our first episode, and I brought my boy, one of my guys, Legendary Breeze is in the place to be. His name ain't Legendary Breeze, it's Breeze, but, you know, we put the legendary on top because my man is just a crazy spitter from a long time ago. Somebody I even envied at one time. He don't know that.
Wow.
But I'm telling him now, yeah, when you first came out, man, you had the flows that were crazy. And I was like, how is this guy this good, this young? You know, I used to think like that about you. But we're going to go case by case, bro.
Yeah.
I got you in here. Thank you for doing this.
Come on now.
Appreciate you, brother.
Anytime for you, my brother.
We got you a little care pack here from our sponsors at AV Chevy. This is for you. Take that with you as a parting gift.
Is there any dope in here?
It might be at the bottom.
Just
it might be at the bottom. Fucking with me, you never know. You know,
Exactly.
Could be some shrooms in that bitch. Hey, but nah, man, welcome, bro.
Thank you.
It's good to have you, man.
Good to be had.
At first, when I was gonna do this show with you, being that this is the first show back since the break, I'm out of tune. I'm out of touch.
Okay.
You know, usually what I do, I'll talk some sports, you know, just to let people come on and get in, you know, and get into the show.
That means you got to have me back because I'm like I'm a big sport enthusiast.
Well, that's even better because
Exactly.
I wasn't even going to introduce you as a guest because we got a lot of love for each other. So I was going to say my co-host today is Breeze, you know? So
future aspirations.
That part
That
right
part.
there, bro.
Yeah.
So, but no, I was just gonna do something like I was gonna talk some sports, talk about the Dodgers and the Angels and the this and the that one, the Lakers situation, the Kansas Jayhawks and all this, my golf shit and all that type of stuff. And then I started thinking like, man, what if I just turn the camera on him and let him tell his story?
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Starting from day one. But then you came in and we started shooting the gift crazy. And we were like, Solomon, you should have had this shit on tape, man.
We like jazz musicians, you know? I'm like that. All you got to do is turn the mic on and we'll make it happen. It might not be what you think, but it's going to be good.
True indeed.
Regardless
True
what we
indeed.
do.
Now, we were talking before we started, bro, and you said something funny to me. You said that your daughter said she works at Finish Line, and you said, what'd you say, what you told me?
Well, first of all, just to backtrack it a little bit, me and my brother here, we're of a more mature generation. I ain't gonna ever say we old because, you know, old implies something different. I just say we of a more mature generation. You know, she always plays me like new music that she listens to. And I always tell her like, look, you know, we all listen to hip hop, but I might not listen to your hip hop. So that's where we still have this bond created around hip hop. But fast forward is, you know how kids are. I don't care if you was Drake, Jay-Z, I don't care who you are. If you had a kid, you ain't gonna never be that dope to them.
Right.
So regardless what she knows about me, I'm just dad, period. But she gave me props one day and she said, Dad, I gotta admit. She said, yo, you old cats, y'all the flyest dudes that walk through my store. I'm like, what do you mean by that? She said, every time y'all come through, y'all got the sweatsuit that match the kicks, that match the hat, the glasses, the whole nine. So, like, she said, I got to give y'all props because, I mean, like, look at me. You see me, I'm color coordinated, red, white, gray. Pants is gray in case y'all can't see it. And I got on red shell toes. So, I mean, it's just like, she gave me those props. But, props with your teenage daughters is far and few between.
Yeah, no. Sometimes I look at my daughter, and I could tell she's thinking like, "Why didn't you make better records?" You know what I mean? Like, you ever had a kid, like one of your kids, look at you like, "You all right, nigga? Like, you're all right, but you ain't Tribe Called Quest, dope."
My thing is you also got to remember this, Mello. You know my oldest daughter's mother.
Yeah.
My oldest daughter's mother is Rose from
Absolutely.
Body and Soul.
Yes, I do know that.
So she got hip hop coming from both sides.
Ooh.
And we give her the history.
Yeah.
So she understands, like, the music that she listens to, she loves with the doom, the tight jean rap. That's what I call it. The tight rip jean rap.
Yeah.
And I'm not dissing. I love it. But she understands lyricists are Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. She understands that, right? So her whole thing is like, you dope, but you kind of old.
That's exactly what I mean, though. It's that same type of shit, man.
Exactly.
That same type of shit.
You kind of old, though. But you know what? I still play new music for her that I do every day. Like, look, bro, like, I may be old, but the one thing that, the advantage that we got in this hip hop game over sports is like after 30, late 30s, you're going to start losing some of your gifts. Like, my mind is still sharp. From 25 to 55, I'm going to still be as dope as ever. And I think right now, realistically, I'm doper than I was 30 years ago.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I feel the same way. I can touch on anything, any topic.
And I can give it to you any flow you want it. You want it your flow. You want it my flow. And matter of fact, new music I play for people, a lot of times they sit up there and go, wait a minute, that's you? I'm like, yeah, that's me. Like, what did you expect? I expected you to sound like the dude from
back in the day,
1990, 1995. I thought you were still going to sound like, nah, I adapt.
You got to update.
Exactly. You always got to update your resume. What have you done for me lately? You know what I'm saying? I'm very big on that. And that's the one thing that, I'm so happy that, our peers that we grew up with, they still out there making music. There's still new music coming out from and I catch them. The only one thing that I would just like to speak to everybody is like, yo, bro, I mean, you was dope. And we all was dope at one point, but you gotta update your resume. There's only one dude that can sound like he sounds and never change.
Who is that?
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg, yeah.
He never has to change.
That's crazy.
Because he's an icon and he will always be Snoop Dogg. But for the rest of us,
I haven't heard him do like a reggaeton remix or no shit like that.
Hey,
so
maybe we should do
probably one. Right. I want to take some time for a second before we go in, all the way in.
Yeah.
I want to thank my sponsors, AV Chevy, Antelope Valley Chevy, my man Justin down there for the care package for my man Breeze, and for sponsoring the show now on 2 years, starting on our second year.
Yeah.
Also want to thank Cilantro Lime, downtown LA. They got that Mellow Man Ace Infused Torta. You got to get it. It's got anything and everything in it except alligator meat. It's the only thing missing.
No gator meat.
I'm trying to tell you. No gator meat.
Okay.
No, but it's delicious.
All right.
And then my man Damon Lee over at Daily Ads. Fuck with all those people. They're good people. If you need the fly whips, go see my man Justin at AV Chevy. If you need that catering joint for 30 people, hit up Cilantro Lime. And if you need a billboard out on these freeways to promote your album or whatever it is that you're doing, hit up my people Daily Ads, and you can find them all on the gram. All right, my dog.
Let's pay them bills first.
First and foremost, man. a lot of now. This is something that I think I overheard somebody say, that you're originally from New York.
Mm-hmm.
Is this true? Any truth to that?
It's 100% truth. And it's funny because as I've been doing interviews now for like the past 2 or 3 years, everybody is like, I remember I did an interview with somebody and they was like, you know what, you're originally from New York, that's cool. Well, you still cool with it. We didn't know that and we'll let that pass. But Like, yeah, seriously. I originally grew up in New York. I'm from the Bronx. Half black and Puerto Rican. I moved to my first place that I moved to was in 1980, and I moved to Gardena.
Yeah.
And I stayed out here for a year, and then I went back to New York for 2 or 3 years, and then I came back in '84 for good. I went to Horace Mann Junior High School in 60 Hood, and then I moved to the Valley. And my whole thing is when I first came here, rap wasn't really like big. It was kind of like
Wait,
it was kind of like a little weird.
what was that, 83, 84?
It was like 83, 84. So
Yeah.
it was just like it was like Blowfly and like stuff like that. So
Yeah.
and then it was like a lot of funk music. And I grew up on like the Cold Crush, Treacherous 3. I grew up on like the old Jam Park tapes. And so I had like a little affinity for rap, but I never
Yeah.
really got into it. But when I got here, it's like everything was like, I gotta be super New York when I got here. So
That's kind of the only way you didn't get banged on.
no, nigga, I still got banged.
You did?
On. Oh no,
Oh,
nigga. The
shit.
very first day I came out. Here's the funny thing. My recollection, my memory of New York when I first came here, to California, California was nothing but 6-foot white girls who rode skateboards and drank orange soda.
And it is, but you got to go to certain areas.
Not in Gardena though.
Not in Gardena, no.
No.
Nah.
So my first place when I got off the plane, I went to Zodi's. Remember Zodi's?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Zodi's. I
Yeah.
think it was like on Imperial and like over there by Morningside High School. So off the plane, I went to Zodi's. I got me a skateboard. Mind you, it's 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I go home, boom. I come outside. So the first day I come outside, it's a white boy that lives in my building. One white boy that lives in my building, but I didn't know because he was the only dude outside.
Okay.
So I had my skateboard and I was like, what's up? Hey, you ride skateboards? He was like, yeah. I said, well, go get your skateboard. And he got a skateboard. We went outside and I swear to God, we was out there 5 minutes. And I'll never forget the dude. I remember him to the day I die. This little dude named his name was Lil Termite from Payback Crib. If you look up the definition, LA gangster, in the definition, it should be his picture. He had the cake cutter, golf hat, khaki suit, brownie gloves, everything. The first thing he rolled up on me, he said, yo, what set that is? And I'm like, huh? And that was my introduction to LA. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Damn.
Yeah.
So what'd you say? Do you remember what you said?
I said, I don't know what you're saying, bro. I'm from New York. Like, he's like, oh, you from New York, homie? He's like, yeah. Nigga, this little Termite from Payback Crib. And I was like, okay. The one thing I was fascinated at was this. Y'all could take bottles back to the store and get money. So my whole thing is I was riding my skateboard through the neighborhood picking up plastic bottles, glass bottles, skateboarding on there and trying to make money as a little 12-year-old, you know, trying to get money in the streets.
We did that.
It was real quick. It was real quick to where I started calling my friends. I said, hey, bro, everything you thought about LA, forget it. It's nothing like that.
Yeah.
Totally different.
Got hit up like a motherfucker. Got hit up like a motherfucker. We were getting that from the Mexican gangs, myself and my brother Sandor. We was getting that shit from the Mexican gangs. Some blood gangs too, and some Crips too, but not as much. When they started getting bust from Jordan Downs over in the Southgate, you know, shit got real.
Oh, real.
You know what I mean? Because niggas was like, gangbanging, the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We over here breakdancing on cardboard and shit.
Yeah.
But, you know, when we used to go to World on Wheels or the other one, Skateland,
yeah.
we used to come in there with bomber jackets, Adidas with no shoestrings, so them motherfuckers would leave us the fuck alone.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because they could smell, these niggas ain't from here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They can smell that shit. These light-skinned niggas, who the fuck is these niggas? You know? But we never got hit up. I don't remember ever getting hit up at World on Wheels or Skateland. You know, so it worked for us. I don't know what the fuck you was doing wrong.
Yeah.
Where you still
well, I
got,
mean,
you know
I think just because I was a nigga that walked outside and I just happened to be in a hood, and you know how it is. You in the hood, we want to find out who you are. So it's like, okay. So I adapted quickly. I kind of figured it out.
Yeah. Did you ever join the set over there?
I figured it out real quick, and that's funny you said that because I moved to 135th in Vermont, but my family structure was another family. My mom's came out here, and she was gonna get married to some dude, some family that she knew from when she was young, but they lived on 91st in Vermont. So my first day before the MTA. It was the MTA, it was the RTD, right?
Yep.
So I got on the 204 bus, drove down Vermont, got off on 90th in Vermont. I don't know if you know, but red is a very popular color in New York. Before all this blood and all that. Red is a super popular
I mean,
color.
New York never gave a fuck about colors.
Come on, man. I got off the bus with a red sweatsuit, red Super Pro Keds on, walking down the block. And I didn't get halfway down the block before the whole block came out. What's up? And once again, I was like, damn, I just went through this yesterday.
Yeah.
Luckily, my cousin came outside like, nah. He don't know nothing. He's not from here. He's from New York. So after, being over there, that was my hangout. And after hanging out for a little while, I'm like, kind of gangbang, kind of like died out in New York. We was called crews back then. I was in the Family Boys, and we had like the Suicide Crew, the Natural High Crew, the Zulu Nation. We had all these crews. We kind of died out. So when I got to here, I was like, oh shit, this is what we doing, okay. So then I remember, like, after about 3 or 4 months, I was like, yo, put me on. And I remember, and this is what I always say, man, like, the ghetto gets a bad reputation about, like, we always trying to bring each other down. Oh, it's all about destruction. It's all about self-degradation and all of that. But I'm going to tell you something, man. It was 2 brothers that was OGs in the hood, and they knew I rapped. I came in there rapping and breakdancing. And I was like, what I need to do to get on the set? They was like, well, we got to jump you in. I'm like, what does that mean? Like, he's like, you got to fight against all these. I'm like, okay, cool. So look, I went through the gauntlet.
Yeah.
But after I went through that, the OG pulled me to the side and he said, bro, let me tell you something. You got heart, like, blah, blah, blah. That's all good. He said, but you know what? I see something different in you. And I don't want to see you go down this road, man. Like, this road is for niggas who ain't got shit. You out here trying to rap. You out here doing your thing. And they used to call me New York. New York, keep doing your thing, man. You live on the block. You over here. We always got your block. But you ain't got to wear the flag. You ain't got to do none of that. But just know if you ever need help, we got you.
So you went through it. You went through the whole
and I
process.
beat them niggas up, by the way, too.
And then, do you remember this OG's name?
Oh, shit. Nah, I don't.
I had somebody like that too, man. Mexican dude.
So, no, one nigga name was Spody. Spody was from Grape Street. This is why I didn't understand. We're on 91st Street. He from Grape Street, but he lived on my block. Spody was one dude, and it was another dude. I forgot the other dude, but there is some good brothers.
Well, shit, man, they gave you a pass, so you were able to navigate through the bullshit and stay on the path.
Yeah.
That's dope, man.
And that wasn't the first time, because, I met Bobcat not too long after that, and I was going to be from 40s. They told me the same thing.
Yeah.
Nah, Breeze, do your rap thing. If you ever need us, we here, but we don't need you to be banging. Like, go out there and do your thing. Like, that's why I say, man, like,
dope.
The hood is treacherous, but there's still some good brothers in the hood, man.
There's still some good dudes.
There's still some good dudes in the hood, man.
That's dope, man. I mean,
and because of them, like, because of them, they saved me from some bullshit that, I might not be here today.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. I was starting to tell you, I had a dude, Mexican dude. I forget if he was from Elm Street or Grape Street or Colonia, one of them, the Mexican gangs.
Mm-hmm.
He told the hood to leave me the fuck alone too one day, and
Mm-hmm.
he unfortunately passed away. He killed himself in a game of Russian roulette at a house party. But
Damn.
shout out to my man Leonard, man. He really helped, the SA gangs. Because he was the man,
Mm-hmm.
the motherfucking man.
Yeah.
And when he told the motherfuckers leave him alone, he's gonna do some shit just like you.
Yeah, yeah.
There are those dudes out there.
Yeah.
There are those dudes out there
There
that see a sparkle in you, some kind of gleam that's different,
Mm-hmm.
and they do step up for you, man. So that's dope to hear that you kind of had that same thing. Because navigating through these streets out here in LA, you could die real young if you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Hey, it's a blessing to get to where we got right now.
Absolutely, bro.
Come on now.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of brothers we grew up with, bless the dead, they not here.
Yeah.
And it's just because of choices and opportunities. Opportunities is few and far between all of us minorities, but choices is what really makes the difference.
Real
it's
talk.
Just like we all from a disenfranchised race and all of that, but it's what do you see your life as? If I see my life as something bigger than this corner that I hang out on every day, then that's going to allow you that chance to flourish and actually make something in yourself, regardless how big it is. Like, you know what? I always tell people tell me right now, you want to be a billionaire? I don't give a fuck about being a billionaire. Just give me like 2 or 3 million and I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. I come from a country that they didn't have shit but dirt floors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I could do well with very little. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I don't need a lot of fancy shit, especially if it requires me to sell the fuck out on my principles and morals and shit like that. Like, a lot of these dudes, you see them, man, in Hollywood or whatever, they doing whatever it takes to stay in front of the camera and shit like that. You know what I mean? And that's just something I didn't fuck with. You know what I mean? There was a certain point where the music shit and the whole entertainment field ask you, do this scandalous shit and we'll take you to another step higher. You know what I mean? You never got to that type of thing? I mean, I know for me, it happened.
I mean, of course. I mean,
you know what I mean?
You always presented with that. You always presented with that thing, but that all comes back to, like you said, it's what your principles, it's what you're willing to accept. My whole thing is like, look, don't get me wrong, man. I'll do a lot of shit to make $1. But if it's going to affect the way I feel about myself, I don't give a fuck what you think about me. I really don't. But if it causes me to look inward and think differently about myself, well, then, therein lies that problem right there.
Absolutely. But see, that's why we connect, man. And I fuck with you so heavy everywhere I see you, is because you didn't sell the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you had opportunities. You was running with some real ones.
Plenty.
You know what I mean?
Plenty.
And by the same token, on my end, it got to that point where it's like, okay, I'm not scared to go home. Go back home. Some niggas scared to go home and face that whole, we knew it was over, yeah, that type of shit. You know what I mean? I never gave a fuck either, man. I'm never scared to go home. You know what I mean? And
home meaning the block?
Back to the block, if need be.
I just came from the block last week.
You see what I'm saying? So if need be, I'll go and restructure and go back to the hood if I had to.
Yeah.
Because if I keep walking down this path, there's gonna be some shit that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And regardless who you are, you hang out too long, there's some shit's gonna happen.
That part.
Yeah.
That part. Did we get him a hand clap when he came on? Okay. Rope it dope. Yeah. So Breeze, man. I'm still laughing at the shit we were talking about before we came on the air. The babies, mamas, and the whole thing.
Oh, shit.
I'm sorry about that, bro.
I got 2 of them. Fuck you sorry about.
Yeah. Same here, man.
Sorry.
Same here, bro. I wasted some years, man. I wasted some years on some fucked up people. Hey, but tell me this, man. When you started rhyming, now let's take it to that part, because you came from New York, and so you already had the rhyme and the b-boying and all that. You were already. Now, who do you meet? you know what I mean, along your path that goes, come to this jam type of thing, and kind of puts you in the lane?
Well, my shit was a little different. When I came out here, and I'm gonna give you the Cliff Note version. Um, I came out here and okay, so 135th in Vermont. Y'all got that. Y'all got the 91st in Vermont. Okay, so then now my mom breaks up with the dude she's supposed to marry, and now we off on our own. So we moved to the Valley. So I moved to the Valley, and I went to a couple of high schools out in the Valley, but the last high school I went to was called Poly, John H. Francis Polytechnic High School in Sun Valley.
Yeah.
And so like there was a few rappers there, and it was like, so you know me, you know what rap is. Rap's like sport. It's a competitive game.
Yes.
Like, so like, oh, you rap like, and we had a spot called the Burger Basket across the street from the school. So every day or every Friday, rappers would meet up and we were battling. So I got into the mix, and I started basically coming in there and throwing my weight around. So one of the dudes who used to see me there, his sister was dating Daryl Pierce. Daryl Pierce, aka Big Dad from LA Posse. He introduced me to Daryl Pierce. Daryl Pierce is part of Uncle Jam's army.
That's right.
Right? And Muffler, Dwayne Simon, part of Uncle Jam's army. So he introduced me to Daryl Pierce. I rapped for him. Boom. So then Daryl Muffler was throwing parties in Antelope Valley. So he goes, yo, I want you to go rap for my homeboy. And I'm like, okay, where is it? Antelope Valley? Where the hell is that? Okay, we'll figure it out. So long story short, fast forward, I get to Antelope Valley. Dwayne never heard me in his life. Muffler never heard me in his life. So we get there, one dude raps, another dude raps. So then, boom, I jump on. Then right after I go off stage, everybody was like, oh, like, damn, this. And so Muff goes, I told you I don't bring no whack shit out here. I told you. I'm like, nigga, I just met you 20 minutes ago. I don't even know your real name.
Yeah.
Right? So boom. So now Roger Clayton, who's Uncle Jam's, aka Mr. Prince,
no doubt,
and rest in peace. He introduces. He goes, "I'm gonna introduce you to him." Blah blah blah. Because Roger Clayton used to throw all the concerts for when Run DMC and everybody used to come out here. They used to Uncle Jam's Army at the LA Sports Arena. You know all that, right?
Yes.
So boom. So they had a you remember the BRE, the Black Radio exclusive? Yes. They used to be at the Universal Hilton.
That's right.
Every year, or Sheraton, one of them.
Yeah, one of those down there.
Yeah, so we put together a demo, and Roger knew Russell, but we had to run the gauntlet like everybody else. So we was in that long ass line of niggas who had their tape and cassette and box ready to play their shit for Russell.
Right, yeah.
I swear to God, Mello.
Wait, for which Russell Simmons?
Yeah, Russell Simmons.
Okay. So, holy shit! Wait a minute, because we went a whole different route. But this is the part that I missed. So go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna give you the backdrop, right? So there's like 20 niggas in front of me.
Yeah.
And y'all swear to God, he was like, next.
Arrogant as fuck back then, I'm sure.
It's still arrogant. Well, maybe since he's found Zen and Buddha, he's calmed down a little bit. But next. And I'm watching this, 20 people deep. And I'm like,
tough crowd out here. So
boom, now it's my turn. Now Roger is not there to go, hey Russell, this is my. It's no. Yeah. We naked. Roger just got us in.
Yeah.
So boom, pop my tape in. And I had a song called Popcorn. Remember I go on and on to the break of dawn. I'm like hot butter on your what? Popcorn. Yeah. Sure, like I made a song out of it though, right? So boom, he plays it. Everybody else was getting cut off before the first verse ended.
Got you.
He let my first verse play. Then the hook came on. He was like, and the song, and he rewound it. He played it again. He was like, he said, hey, y'all stand over to the side. Next thing we know, we was on a plane 2 weeks later going to New York. My first record deal, and my first real record deal, because I was on a couple of independent labels, but my first real record label, I was in Def Jam. I got signed to Def Jam when I was 16 years old.
Get down. Stop that messing around.
Yeah. I got signed to
I
Def
believe
Jam.
it. You were that nice, bro.
Mm-hmm. When I was 16 years old, I went out there. I recorded like 40 records, but my mom wouldn't let me quit school. I was trying to quit school. My mom wasn't having that.
Holy shit. So
my mom was like, fuck that.
You were 16, so this is like 1985, 86?
This was 1980. I graduated 87, so it was like 85. The summer of 85, I was going to the 11th grade.
Yeah.
Right? I think I was going to the 11th grade or I was going to the 12th grade, one of them. So basically, my only chance to record was when we had Thanksgiving, Christmas break, spring break, summer break.
Yeah.
So when we got out there, LA Posse, and I hate to say LA Posse as I'm speaking as them as to somebody different from me, because I'll even tell you how that name came about. But matter of fact, how the name came about is while we was out there, Jam Master Jay, we was riding in the car with Jam Master Jay, and Jam Master Jay said, yo, y'all niggas need a name. It's like, all we keep saying is those cats from LA. And I used to say, I'm live in LA, but I'm not a cat from LA. I'm actually going up to Harlem while these niggas are sleeping in Def Jam offices, right?
Yeah.
So he said, well, we need a name for y'all. And I said, he goes, I'm gonna call y'all the LA Crew. Nah, LA Posse. Boom. And so Jam Master Jay gave us our name as the LA Posse.
Now, did you know there's another LA Posse?
Oh, yeah, we had to shut that shit down when we came out from Laurelton, Queens.
Laurelton, Queens,
yeah.
That's right.
And no disrespect to them, but just on the
no, that's my man Mikey D and them.
Mikey D and them. It was just like some like legal shit. But I used to like Mikey D.
Mikey D was hard.
And Mikey D was hard as hell.
Hard. Still is.
Yeah, and then there was also another MC Breeze. It was like, it was a lot of stuff that I came up against when I first came out. And so that was one of the reasons why I dropped the name MC. I was like, I said, MC is cool, but like, I ain't gotta tell you I'm an MC. You gonna know I'm an MC when I get on this mic. Yeah. So that's what made me drop the MC.
How long ago did you drop the MC?
I dropped the MC like 17.
17 years old?
Yeah.
Then where the MC came from?
Because everybody knew me as MC Breeze.
So on your albums and all that,
if you look at my album cover, it says Breeze, the young son of no one. It doesn't say MC nowhere in there.
Damn.
But on the album, I do say MC Breeze happens to be my title. I say that on the young son of no one. So I mean, it's something that was there, but I kind of just dropped it just for aesthetic reasons, and also for the whole thing of about like, I shouldn't have to tell you who I am. You should be able to figure it out.
True.
You know
we were gully like that, arrogant as fuck, chip on our shoulders. I was the same way. I was the same way. I was the same way so much my own niggas hated me. And he was like, fuck that dude, man. He coming with too much swag in there.
Exactly.
Hey, so if I remember correctly, there was 2 camps in LA that was doing shit. Maybe 3, if you consider the Rhyme Syndicate.
I was part of the Rhyme Syndicate too.
No shit.
I sure was.
You're gonna have to bring me up to speed on that. But look, there was the whole NWA camp, Unforgettable, Dr. Dre is the man on the beats. And then you had the LA Posse, you know, and that was all them dudes from Uncle Jam's Army, Kit Kat, Bobcat, all of them, you know, Muffler and Daryl and all them dudes. And we were like, damn, shit is serious out here. You know, it's starting to get real serious. Then next thing you know, Rhyme Syndicate on the other side of town was doing a thing and shit like that. So it was, for us, we're looking at you guys now, you know what I mean? And we're like, how do we put this thing together? You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let you know that shit. We was watching. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm going to tell you something. It was very unique in the situation. For the whole situation at the BRE, that we actually, some kids from LA got signed to a New York label. We went out to New York without a dime in our pocket. We stepped out on faith. We went out there. We struggled. Bullshit Roach Motels, $5 to split between 3 grown men to eat, all type of shit, right? And then how that whole situation happened, just to give you a quick little synopsis on that real quick, is for the fact that Muff and Big Dad was grown men, I was still a kid. I still had to go to school.
Who's Big Dad?
Big Dad's Daryl.
Okay.
Right? So when I had to go back to California, to LA to come to school, they were still there. So it's like LL's radio album was dying out and he needed new music. Okay, well, Rick Rubin wasn't available.
What was he working on that he didn't?
He had fucking Beastie Boys.
Okay.
Remember, Beastie Boys started
I know
taking
the story,
off. Exactly.
We bringing them along.
My bad.
What you yelling at me for, nigga?
My bad.
I know the story. God damn it, I know.
So yeah, so he was working on Beastie Boys, so he didn't have really time to devote to LL's project.
LL.
So all the records that I made, I'm like, damn, like these got hot shit. I wonder what y'all could do for LL. Why don't y'all go in the
Who
studio?
decides this, Russ?
Russell Simmons. Why don't y'all go in the studio and do a session with LL? Let's see what happens. And the rest is the I'm Bad album. And then the Walking with a Panther album. And then whatever fuck album came after that. But
That was crazy. I was like, how did this kind of shit even happen?
yeah.
Those records were dope as fuck. Now we're talking about was Jingling Baby one of them records at that time?
Did you say that for a reason?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
No. But there was the doo-wop. The doo-wop. Huh? I'm listening to you, bro. What do you mean, man? Nah.
Nah. Yeah, we gonna pass that. But like, look, what it came down to was this. Like, I'm Bad. I don't know if I'm Bad was the first record, but they
Dear
did the
Yvette?
I'm Bad. No, Dear Yvette was the first album. But
Okay.
I'm Bad. I Need Love. The Go Cut Creator.
Is that the one where he's standing on the car with the big building in the back he's got the Jordans on? The I'm Bad record, right? He's
standing on the Audi, on the red Audi, with the green kind of shit behind him,
with the black
like yo,
gate.
like and I saw that Audi, like yo, that was like back in the day, like yo, that shit had bulletproof windows, a remote control stereo, like
that was really his shit.
That was really his shit.
Yeah,
like by today's standard, you're like, nigga, that's a bucket, but like back then, nigga,
today that would be the a Mercedes 500 or some shit.
Exactly, it would be a 550 today.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
no doubt, no doubt.
So now you're sitting in on a lot of these sessions with
I'm not sitting in on none of those sessions. Actually, I'm back in California and I'm going to school.
Oh.
And as I come back from California on my breaks, so the competitive juices start happening. And I'm looking at like, hold on, nigga, first of all, why I didn't get that beat? Oh, why I ain't get the Big Old Butt beat? Oh, why I ain't get the I'm Bad beat?
What about Cut Creator Go beat?
Okay, Go Cut Creator Go. First of all, I'm Bad, just so y'all know, and I hope you watch this, Bobcat. You know the don't.
Yes.
Bobcat, baby. He used to have an intro. It used to be his shit. It was called from I don't know if it was Mighty Mouse or Courageous Cat or one of these. That was his intro.
Okay.
He gave it to LL to do I'm Bad. Go Creator Go, Go Cut Creator Go actually was the first studio session that Bobcat sat in on for LL, because when they was making Go Cut Creator Go, I guess when it came to the scratching part, no disrespect to anybody out there from what coast you were on, but back in those days, LA had the best DJs. New York might have had the best party DJs, but as far as technical skills and scratching, could nobody fuck with LA except for like a few cats in Philly, maybe. So they had I guess Cut Creator did a little something, blah, blah. And it wasn't, I don't know if that's really the story, but all I know is it was like, this ain't it, whatever we got. Bobcat come in. And nigga, Bobcat came in, and Bobcat tried to be gentle. Stop, bro. Do that shit. And the rest is history. And the rest is history. Yeah, and the backstory to that is Bobcat was my DJ.
Oh, shit.
He was my DJ.
Yes.
Right?
Much like people don't know DJ Muggs was my DJ.
See this?
I didn't
like,
even, yo,
God,
makes all the
history.
sense in the world.
This is history. Bobcat was my DJ. But after he did Go Cut Creator Go, LL comes in and goes, shit, I want you to be my DJ. Hey, I DJ for Breeze. And I don't know what the deal that was brokered. It was money, turntables, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah.
But, Bob was a stand-up dude, and Bob just
still is.
Still very much, even though that nigga's in witness protection somewhere. Hey, call me, nigga, if you see this interview. So he came up to me. He was like, yo, Breeze, Todd, because, they all call him Todd. Yo, Todd asked me to DJ for him. He said, but, bro, I came here with you. You gave me the shot. If you don't want me to do this, I'm going to stay with you. But by this time, I was on Def Jam for 2 years. I recorded 40 records. And, my shit wasn't coming out. I was kind of on a back burner type shit. So it was I said, bro, let me tell you something. You a child prodigy, just like me. We all started young and if you got a chance to get out there right now, I said, bro, I'm not going to hold you back, man. Make that shit do what it do.
That's major.
And he was just he said, okay, so this is what I'm going to do for you, bro. Since you giving me that love, I'm going to hook you up with somebody else. I'm like, who? DJ Pooh. Then DJ Pooh was my second DJ.
Damn, nigga came in with greatness.
Yeah.
Everywhere he went.
Yeah, I hope there's a clap track on that, goddamn.
The claps on. Clap on. Yeah, there they are. All right. Man, DJ Pooh.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the only cat in LA I never met.
Are you serious?
Never met DJ Pooh.
Oh, we're going to have to rectify that.
Never met DJ Pooh, man.
We got to rectify that.
So, no, please make it work.
I surely will.
Make it work, young man.
I surely will.
Hey, you're on Def Jam, cut 40 tracks.
Oh, wait, Mello. And the day that he told me that, the very next day, LL comes over the house. Now, mind you, I've never met LL. They working with LL, but I've never met him. So he comes over the house.
In LA or in New York?
Brooklyn. We had an apartment in Park Slopes in Brooklyn.
Okay.
So LL comes over the house. Now, remind you, we had broke-ass musicians. We got a nice-ass fucking apartment, but we ain't got nothing in that bitch but cereal and 40 ounces.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Yeah.
So he comes over. We smoking, drinking, boom, 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 and we all having this bagging session, snapping session, whatever you want to call it. And so I was kind of like Bernie Mac that night. I was hot.
Yeah.
And so then LL goes like, damn, nigga, you real funny, but can you rap? This nigga don't know. If he could have a camera and can look in my room 3,000 miles away, nigga, I got 2 posters of you on my wall. Your promo picture, along with Slick Rick, the Beastie Boys, and everybody else. Of course,
who didn't?
Fuck, and I, as I always tell everybody, that was my Eminem.
Did you bust?
That was my Eminem moment, the lose yourself moment. It was that, nigga, I froze up. I'm standing in front of this dude that I freaking damn near idolized.
Yes, sir.
So then this is when Bobcat pulls me into the bathroom. And he said, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something, cuz. You know Bob. Hey, cuz, let me tell you something, cuz. Nigga, if you don't go out there right now and battle that nigga, not only am I not gonna DJ for you ever again, but I ain't never gonna produce, work with you, nigga, and we not homies. Now you think about that, nigga. And he walked out and closed the door. So I'm sitting in there looking in the fucking mirror His palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms is ready. It's vomit on the shirt already. Mom's spaghetti. I had the whole shit going on before Eminem.
Damn.
So then, nigga, I took a couple of swigs of the 40. Nigga went outside, and me and LL battled to remember Play This Only at Night, Dougie Fresh? Ding, ding, ding,
Yes.
ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding, 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 ding. And we battled to Play This Only at Night. It was like 3 verses. We went back and forth 3 verses. Never met him. We met on some bullshit. But after that, it was like, I'm not gonna say nobody won because I ain't on that shit. But it was on that where he looked at me and go, okay, nigga, you can rap. Okay.
Yeah.
And
did he do any written
friends.
shit?
Look, we were friends for one night.
Yeah.
After that, we weren't friends no more.
Why would you say that is the case?
It's just because we wasn't friends. We were just friendly. It's not that it was animosity. There was always that internal, you working with my producers and they making you famous and I'm on the fucking show for 40 songs. So it's always that competitive shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I never really had a reason, but you an asshole and I could be an asshole too.
Yeah.
So it's just 2 alphas just butting.
Now, did he bust any written shit on you?
He didn't bust
it off
anything that he said. Well, you know what? Like I always tell people, there's a difference between when people say freestyle. My day, when people say freestyle, that doesn't necessarily mean you made it up right there. To me, that's off the top. You make it off the top, that's something that you're totally creating. Yeah. Freestyle just means like raps that you just spit and that you got ready for anybody or you just got raps. So whatever he spit that day, it didn't end up on none of his albums.
Is that right?
So he did kick some different shit I've never heard and it never came up on no albums as the same thing that I did.
Okay.
But we matched topics. If he talked about himself, I talked about myself.
Yeah.
You spit about a girl, I spit about a girl.
Yeah.
Like it went back and forth.
Yeah.
And then from that day, we went downstairs to the liquor store. We drank 40s. We ate burgers. Like he showed me the Audi with the bulletproof windows and all that shit.
Yeah.
And
that's was dope as fuck, man.
And that was it.
That's dope as fuck. That's a dope story.
Yes, sir.
You see that, people? That's a dope ass story, man.
Yes, sir.
That dude was on top of the world at that time.
He sure was.
For you to be able to go back and forth with him has to be a highlight, you know, one that you don't forget. You know what I mean?
Never.
Absolutely, man.
Never.
We going back and forth, and we're going case by case with Breeze in the house. Tonight, Havana Lounge podcast is live with you right now. I want to give a shout out.
Thing, these goddamn glasses is empty. Why are we giving a shout out? Let's drink that shit. How about that?
Yeah, we'll get a cork up in here right now, a cork popper. I want to give a shout out to my man Ruben over at 808 Beach Wine from Napa Valley. This is one of the guys who helped me get my wine going and everything, and he was really helpful in that. So shout out to him, Ruben Pacheco. Yeah, let's get that in here.
Why not? Why not?
And so, yeah, man, we're going case by case with the one and only Breeze, man. This has been an amazing recollection session, if you will. And so tell me this: how do you you said you had a child with Rose of Body and Soul, right?
Yes.
How did you guys meet and do all that, and how does that become, you know?
You know what?
Because they was on Delicious Vinyl with me.
Wait, you was on Delicious?
Man, I'm first class Delicious Vinyl.
I didn't know you was on Delicious.
That was my first deal. It was me, Tone Loc, and Young MC kicked that label off. Yeah,
but I didn't know you were on the label.
That's because I parlayed a major record deal at Capitol Records like months after signing with DV. Yeah, wow. They loved my Spanish shit, and that's how the whole thing went to Capitol. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. You remember what was the club on was that Hollywood or Sunset? Like that what United Nations? You remember United Nations?
Absolutely.
All right. So I met Rose.
Can you finish before I fuck myself up?
Bartender. So I met Rose at United Nations, and we always have this funny ass story. She had like a military jacket on, like a Marine jacket. Her dad was a Marine, and he was like fucking boxing champion and like in the Marines and shit. And I think she had on his Marine coat. And his Marine coat is kind of big on her. So when I first met Rose, I thought she was fat.
Yeah.
Right. So I was just like, yeah, cool. And she
Thank you.
So we met, we spoke, and I think United Nations was one of those clubs that.
Go ahead. Solomon, we might need to rinse this motherfucker right here.
Hey, we need some Cascade in this bitch. And we need a Cascade sponsorship too as well. Rinse or whatever you.
Yeah. Little Cascade.
So you know what? Long story short, we was freestyling that night, rapping and all that. Right. And we got to talking and shit, and like we were friends at first. We were just friends for a while, and then I just remember like a couple of weeks later, I met her back again at one of these clubs, and she didn't have that coat on no more. I was like, oh shit, she ain't fat. Like damn, and like we kind of just became friends, and we was like friends for a long time, man, and that shit ended up growing into like not only just being friends, but we was like planning on doing music together and stuff like that. But the difference between me and the other West Coast rappers is my base was in New York because I was signed through Atlantic, but through New York.
Yeah.
So all my shit was in New York. So fast forward the story, we ended up linking up again, and one thing led to another, and it was funny because back in those days it was like, come on, man, I was Breeze, like I wasn't trying to be no one woman man. I wasn't. So, but we made a pact with each other because we were so tight.
Yeah.
And we both said like, hey, if we get to our 30s and we ain't got no kids, we should have a kid together. And I said,
okay,
yeah, that's kind of fly. I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that shit ended up happening. Salute, my brother.
So everybody now, you're in your 30s and you
I'm still in my 30s, y'all. I'm still in my 30s. Okay?
Of course. 52 is the new 32. Absolutely. I feel that same way. Yeah, dog. Yeah, hey. I'll be 55 next week. I feel like I'm about to be 35. Yes, indeed. Because I don't slow down, man. I go hard. I'm 10 toes down every day, man.
There it is. There it is.
Now,
damn,
I remember when you
Beats,
dropped.
This is pretty good, Beats.
Yeah, no. He's got some good, really good fruit that he fucks with up there in Napa, man. He introduced me to all his dudes. And Miguel and Jose and them who really prepare the wine itself, man. Them dudes know what they're doing.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, so let's talk about a little bit about LA.
Mm-hmm.
How that comes about now moving forward. You battle L. You're still in a very, in an area where you don't know when the record's coming out, right? Is this what I'm kind of where I'm at?
Well, LA Posse came after. Well, I signed a 3-year deal with Def Jam Records, and because of the fact that I was going through whatever I was going through, and whatever, my deal ended up expiring. And you know how contracts work. 6 months before your shit is up, they got a
written notice
that we about to extend you.
Absolutely.
Well, they never extended me, and 3 months came up, they never extended me. 1 month came up, they never extended me, and then boom, like legally, I'm free.
Okay.
So, being that, the one thing that I will say about my man Big Dad, Daryl Pierce, Muff, Dwayne Simon, is even though they had all the success that they had, with LL Cool J, Run DMC, Houdini, they produced a lot of shit. They never forgot me. It was like, yo, if it wasn't for Breeze, we wouldn't be here. Breeze is the nigga who got us here. It was his demo tape that got us here. There would be none of this without that dude. So they was like, okay, so now they big. So then they linked up with some lawyers, and they went out and got a production deal through Atlantic Records.
Yeah.
Well, their whole thing is like, yeah, we'll do the Atlantic Records production deal, but on one condition: Breeze is our first act.
So they look back out.
Yeah, and not that we ever stopped fucking with each other. We stayed fucking with each other, but they was like our first act. And it was like, they played some music. They were like, oh, hell yeah. Okay, we'll take them. So the Breeze record, and I told this story a few times, but we'll tell it again real quick. The Breeze record, the LA Posse song is the $50 record. That's my $50 record. And what I mean by $50 record is, I'm from New York originally. Funk music to me is James Brown. Funky drummer. George Clinton, don't get me wrong, we had Flashlight, but it wasn't really big like George Clinton, Parliament, Funkadelic, Wide Receiver, all that shit. That shit wasn't big in New York. So actually, I wasn't a fan of funk music. So the first time when we was making that record and I heard that, I was like, no, no, don't put that on my record. What are you talking about? I'm like, bro, don't put that shit on my record. I don't want none of that more bounce. I don't know what. Nigga, you better find some funky drummer. You better find some drums from somebody. And he's like, yo, look, Muff a funny dude.
Never met him. Oh, no, I have met the man.
I was about to say, well, we need to rectify that too.
No, I have met the man. Follow him on the gram and FB and the whole nine.
So Muff goes, he's like, yo, Breeze, like you fucking up my creative process right now. And I was an asshole. Like, I'm 20 years old.
Right.
Fuck your process. He goes, look, I'm going to make you a deal. I said, what? He said, bro, I'm going to give you $50 right now. I want you to leave the studio. And you come back in 3 hours, 2-3 hours. He said, when you come back, if you don't like what I did with this record, we'll scratch it. I said, okay. So I was messing with some chick on Uptown. She was part of a group on Uptown Records. So I went up to Queens. I hung out with her for a little bit. Boom, I come back to the studio. And as I come back in the studio, everything is silent. And he's just looking at me. He's like, you ready? Like, yeah. And then and when the beat goes, I was just sitting there. I swear to God, Mello, for like the first 4 bars, I was trying to hate.
Yeah.
Well, then after that shit started, I was like, God damn, that shit is banging. And right then on the spot, I wrote this shit right there on the spot. But if it wasn't for him telling me to leave, if he didn't pay me,
would have stayed on his head.
It would have never got made. Because I'd have been like, nope. Nope.
We love that record on our block, man. Cypress Ave was rocking to that shit, man. Heavy, man. And we were fucking with you on that record, bro. Heavy, man. Look, man, I'm running out of time. That means I'm going to have to bring you back so we can finish up.
Hey, man, I'm about to co-host one day, right? We're going to co-host one day, goddamn.
Then be here next Tuesday, 2 o'clock. And we'll get it in. And then we'll figure out a way to knock this wall out, Simon, so that we can put the guests in the middle.
There you go.
And we'll do it like that.
Come on, man. Let's make it happen, baby.
Bro, so is there anything you want to tell me that you haven't told me? I mean, that we can add to this right here.
Well, the only thing that I want to say is, when we were speaking off camera, Mello, I fell out of love with music for about 14 years. From 2007, I didn't do anything from 2000. I mean, I did a lot of projects, a lot of writing in the background, Aftermath, King T, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
I did a lot of that stuff. And from 2007, I kind of like didn't do anything until basically 2018. And so it's like I found a love for music again. It's not about the politics or all that shit. And so I kind of found a love. So for the last 3 years, I've been experimenting with stuff. So like the hats you see me with now on G&B, I got this shit called Grown Man Business. I got this little group that I'm doing. It's me and another brother of mine. We just did a lot of music together. I also got a live music project that I do as well. I got this group called Who's Rodriguez. And it's crazy because it's me, it's this French dude, and it's this Mexican dude. And the reason why I called it Who's Rodriguez is because when you see the picture, it's like, which one of them niggas' name is Rodriguez? And it's me, right?
Okay.
So, but it's live music, guitar, bass, keyboards, drums. It's like on some total like if I'm gonna play it for you one day, and you will never. It's like some. I tell people it's like Lucy Pearl meets like Tribe Called Quest type shit. It's like totally different.
Yeah.
But the G&B shit that I got, we just completed a project with, I don't know if you know the group Christian. They used to have the song Full of Smoke. They were signed to Rockefeller.
Okay.
And one of the cats, we just did a whole EP together. So I just, want everybody to know I got new music coming out this year. I'm going to drop a lot of new music. And like I said, look, I hope to make a fortune off of it, but that's not why I do it. I do music now for my headphones, and I just want everybody just to experience what I'm going through right
Get down. That's right, man. Do it for the love. The money just comes.
Exactly.
I believe firmly in that, man.
If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Brother,
right?
Man. True indeed. Hey, look, guys, I'm looking all in the wrong cameras, man.
That one right there.
I see where my light is. Guys, he's been Breeze. I've been Mellow Man Ace. This has been Havana Lounge Podcast. And like I like to say at the end, in the words of the great Curtis Mayfield, remember that your dream is your only scheme. So keep on pushing and move on up. I'm your boy, Mellow Man Ace. My brother, the ledge, Breeze in the house. Catch us next week. I'm not going to spoil it for you who my guest is going to be, but come on back. It's going to be some good talk with some good people that you can believe. Peace.